Let's find the equation of the circle for given this equation. Well, this is a circle, and you can tell because that there's an x squared and there's a y squared, and they have the same leading coefficient, which is 1. In this case, 1. It doesn't have to be 1, but since they have the same leading coefficient, it's a circle. And I'm going to put it in the form, I'll write it down here, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So I'm going to turn this equation into this type of equation, and then my center will be h comma k. H comma k is my center, and r is my radius, which we've talked about this before. This is a trickier one because when I start to do this, I'm going to move the x's together. I'm going to leave a big space there. I'm going to put the y's together and leave a space there. And I'm going to add whatever I add there, I'm going to add to the other side as well. So the double underline I have to add to both sides, and the single underline I have to add to both sides. The reason this is trickier is because this is an odd number. So the rule is I take half of whatever that is and I square it. So negative 3 halves squared is negative 3 halves times negative 3 halves, which is positive 9/4. When I add positive 9/4 to both sides, it's a fraction, which is not a huge deal, but it's just kind of messy. I'll do the same thing with this other one, but now I'm going to take half of 8, which is 4, squared is 16, and I'm also going to add that to the other side. The reason I did that, of course, is because now this equation right here, I'll do the blue one first, this part of the equation right here factors into y plus 4 squared. If you don't believe me, do it. Y plus 4 times y plus 4. Multiply that out, you're going to get y squared plus 4y plus 4y plus 16. 4y plus 4y is 8y. That's why that works. And that's why you do it that way. You're the one that chose to add 16 up there, and the reason you did it is because now it's going to be a perfect square binomial, which is what we want. The trickier one is this x term over here, because notice that I've got a fraction over here. Actually, it's not that tricky. All that's going to happen is you're going to take x. Remember what half of this was? It was 3 halves.
Yeah.
So you're going to subtract 3 halves, and you're going to square it. So that's how that works. Let me clean this up so it looks nicer.
Yes.
So this is y plus 4 squared, and that all equals 20 plus 12 is 32 plus, I'm just going to convert this to 2 1/4. So that's 36, 37, 38 1/4. 38 1/4. That's your answer. Oh, I'm sorry. That's your radius squared.
And then you need to find the square root of it.
And to find the square root of that is just the next thing that you'll have to do. So let's do that. First of all, that right there is your equation. If they only ask for your equation, you're done. If they want you to name the center is whatever the opposite of this is, which is 3 halves, comma the opposite of that, which is negative 4. That's your center. And the radius, let's do a little bit of mixed number stuff here. What's 4 times 36? I'm sorry, not 36, 38. What's 4 times 38? It's 152. Plus 1 is 153. So this is 153 all over 4. And so 153 divided by 4, if I take the square root of that, my radius is going to be just the square root of 153 all over the square root of 4, which is 2. Now that might look ugly, you might not like it, but it's not a big deal. If you want to take the actual square root of that and estimate what that is, you can round it, and that'll help you kind of figure out, if you're trying to draw it on a graph, how big the radius is. It's just whatever the square root of 153 divided by 2 is, that's the radius. But the exact answer for the radius is the square root of 153 over 2. And there's your answer.